Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So here we have the Summer of Pain Week 2 with a nasty Mr. Sinister boss. And here I've got not one, not two, but 3 one-shots for you guys today. And would like to discuss each one and also some other counters for this Mr. Sinister. So first of all, with the Mr. Sinister, he has this EMP modification, which means that every time you get a buff and he throws a special, he shocks you according to the number of buffs that you have. So after trying it out with a bunch of different characters, my initial one-shot happened with Guillotine 2099. And for Guillotine 2099, I tried with the pre-fights on, but actually the best was having the pre-fights off. And I also took off the Dexterity Mastery for each of these 3 one-shots. You can do it with the Dexterity Mastery on, but actually if you want to be on the safe side, take the Dexterity Mastery off and then just parry the special one that he throws at you. So with Gilly 2099, when you don't use a pre-fight, you automatically get an armor up buff, which means that you're automatically going to get a shock put on you when he throws his first special. But don't panic, as you see, it only took off a small percentage of my health. And the good thing is with both pre-fights not active, once Gilly 2099 reaches low health, which you'll see later in this video, she regenerates quite a bit of health. Now with the regeneration buff, you're also going to get another shock put on you, but again, don't panic. You'll have enough health to get through this fight. And basically, that's all you want to do. You want to just use your special 2 when you get it to ramp Guillotine 2099's combo meter up. You saw I took a little bit of combo to the face there. So what you want to do is at the beginning of the fight, parry and throw a heavy attack so that you can get the combo shield, just to be on the safe side. And then once Gilly 2099 gets past 100 hits, she slowly really starts to put on the damage. And you're going to see that here. Right now, Sinister's at about 72% health. And basically this fight ends at 207 hits. So she's really going to start putting on the pain. And that's pretty much it, you know. It's a pretty easy fight with Guillotine 2099 because you're also putting on that degeneration. So you're also slowly gaining power every time she's putting the degeneration on. And yeah, that's basically the fight. So go into your mastery settings, reset the special ones, take dexterity off, go 3 out of 3 on parry, and also max out your stun duration so that the parry lasts a little bit longer. Then go into the fight, do not use any of the pre-fights, and just have at it. And get Sinister to 1 bar power, just keep dexing back. And yeah, you see there her regeneration triggered. Now watch, you're going to get the shock put on, so you are going to lose a little bit more health, but you still got plenty of health left over to finish off the fight. So, and yeah, because you don't have dex, you have to be a little bit careful, you know, when you're swiping back, when Sinister attacks you, just to stay out of range. And again, what you want to do is he throws and then parry, yeah, right on that special one. So when he kind of throws that wave at you, then you hit that block button to parry, which the parry will minimize the damage. And parry, exactly. Yeah, and as you see here, she's really putting it on with that extra damage parry. Yeah, and that's it. It was actually a really easy one-shot once I figured out to take dex off and once I figured out to not use any of the pre-fights. And yeah, so Gilly 2099, an excellent counter for this Mr. Sinister boss. So if you have her as a 5-star or as a 6-star, you know, go ahead. I think probably the safest would be is if she's an R5 5-star or an R2 6-star, and have at it. So that's the Guillotine 2099 fights in 207 hits. And again, that was the very first one-shot that I had to complete the objective. So, yeah, so moving on to the next fight, we have probably the most popular and safest counter to Mr. Sinister, and that is Sunspot. A lot of Sunspot videos already out there on YouTube. This guy is, in my opinion, the best counter to Mr. Sinister this month. Again, I left dexterity off and just parried the parried his specials, but you don't really need to have dexterity off, but you need to be careful not to trigger dexterity. But the great thing about Sunspot is when the opponent has an Incinerate on him, he has perfect block. And so you don't really have to worry about any damage when you're blocking the specials, and you just build up, you know, your Incinerates, you build up your Flare states. And my Sunspot is an R2 right now as a 6-star, and he wiped the floor with Mr. Sinister in under 100 hits. I think it's 97 hits, maybe it's 94, but absolutely destroys him. So even if you have a 4-star, I even think there's some videos out there with a 3-star, or even maybe even MSD has a 2-star, I don't know. But yeah, amazing counter for this Mr. Sinister. So if you have a Sunspot, if you don't even need him as a 5-star, if you have him as a 4-star, go ahead and rank him up and go for that Mr. Sinister kill. So I can highly recommend using Sunspot, but again, to be on the safe side is to take off that Dexterity Mastery. Oh, yeah. So here we have a little treat as I get crushed by Mr. Sinister there because I unfortunately mistimed, or I accidentally dexterity'd when I didn't have dexterity. So you guys had a little bit of a treat there where I got a bit wrecked, and this is the actual one-shot with Mr. Sinister. So again, pro tip, when you take dexterity off, do not try to dex the special attacks for Mr. Sinister because you will get wrecked, as you just saw there. So I had to concentrate a little bit more on this fight, on the second one, to make sure, okay, don't dex, just parry, or even just block because you got the perfect block. And Mr. Sinister is going to go down rather quickly in under 100 hits. So while this fight's playing out, let's talk about some of the other counters that are out there that I've heard about. I heard Warlock is really good. Doom, if you want a very long fight, like 600 to 700 hits. I did try Red Guardian, because Red Guardian does not trigger buffs, but he also will not gain power, so you're stuck with just throwing heavy attacks and throwing normal attacks without any special attacks. And between you and me, after 336 hits and only taking off about 25% of Mr. Sinister's health, I let him kill me. I wasn't about to torture myself. But if you have no other counter available and you have the patience and you have a Red Guardian, then go ahead, use your 5-star rank 5 Red Guardian, and it's going to be about 900 to 1,000 hits to take Mr. Sinister down. Maybe even 850 hits if you're lucky. Yeah. So, but Red Guardian is a counter out there. Let's see, who else have I heard about countering him? Well, Human Torch, which is my next solo after this. Human Torch is a great counter, but I'll talk a little bit more about Human Torch once we get to that fight. But yeah, maybe leave a comment in the section below as to who you used to defeat Mr. Sinister in this week's challenge. And yeah, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're nearing 300 subscribers. So again, we're pushing for that 1,000, and it would be great to get more of you guys involved. So, and there you have it, 94 hits. So it wasn't 97, it was 94 hits on the Sunspot takedown. Best counter out there, in my opinion. Here we have Human Torch. And Human Torch is another fantastic counter for Mr. Sinister. I saw some videos out there and also some comments that you should not use the pre-fight on Human Torch because of the healing of Mr. Sinister. But actually I found the Nova Flame and using the pre-fight very, very effective because you have that constant damage over time. Yeah, just ticking and ticking. Again, do not have the Dexterity Mastery active, deactivate it, and parry the special one. Each time you parry the special one, you're gonna get another little flame there on Human Torch, which is going to increase the damage that you are doing on Mr. Sinister. So once you get up to like 10, 11, 12 of these, you're gonna see Mr. Sinister really, really start to melt. So you just want to be patient with Human Torch. This is an R3 Human Torch, but it can be done with a 5-star R5, possibly also an R4 5-star. Slap that pre-fight on, you know, keep your temperature up, you know, parry heavy in the corner, dash back and parry that special one. Again, take your time with the fight, okay? It's a slow build with Human Torch, but once those flames get up above 10, again, you're really gonna start to see Sinister melt. And this fight actually took just over 100 hits. It's a 101 hit kill with an R3 6-star. So again, Sunspot at R2 with 94 hits did it faster and in fewer hits. But again, if you don't have Sunspot and you have a Human Torch is a fantastic counter. Another counter that I heard about is Havoc. I haven't tried Havoc out. My Havoc is only as a 5-star R3, so I haven't really tried him out yet. I tried a bunch of other people. I tried Immortal Hulk. Immortal Hulk worked very well, I was only able to get him down to about 44% health. So if you have Immortal Hulk and you're willing to, you know, use 1 or 2 revives to get Sinister down, then he's also a decent counter. Yeah, I tried Cap Infinity War. He didn't really work too great. Yeah, I tried a few others, but again, you know, these were the 3 that I found most effective. These are the 3 that I did get the one-shot on. I don't have a Warlock. I only have him as a 3-star, so I can't, you know, do Warlock, but I did hear that he's also a great counter. So again, leave a comment as to who the best counter was for you. And thanks a lot for your continued support of my channel. And yeah, and best of luck with this week's Summer of Pain and this nasty Mr. Sinister. So take care, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.